Hey guys, today I am going to take you along our trip to Key West. I went to Key West with my dad and my younger brother February 12th through the 14th. We came back on Valentine's Day. And I did not get a lot of video clips. I got a lot of pictures. So we're going to kind of go over those. I did get some video clips. I'm not going to say I didn't. Again, I'm not comfortable vlogging in front of my family yet. I know that sounds silly. I can vlog in front of my husband, and still be awkward, which is weird because, my husband is my best friend and I still feel kind of awkward vlogging in front of him. But anyway, yeah, so this first part that we're going through now, I did get video clips here and there of this part. It is the 7 Mile Bridge. I was originally going to just do the whole 7 miles, but at one point, and I think I did video where you see that another bridge, like the old bridge, starts to block your view, and so I had to switch over to the other side of the car. This is where having multiple GoPros would come in handy, because I could have set up a GoPro on each side of the car and just recorded the whole 7 miles from both views, but unfortunately I don't have even one GoPro. So anyway, this bridge, everyone talks about how stunningly beautiful the drive is over the bridge, and honestly I was underwhelmed. I'm not gonna say it's not beautiful. It is a beautiful view, but it wasn't breathtakingly beautiful. And I know that sounds, and I compare it to other things I've seen in my life. So I've been to the Grand Canyon, and I would consider the Grand Canyon breathtakingly beautiful. And maybe it's because I live in Florida now, and so things like this just is normal, like especially now that we live closer to the coast, so it's more normal to be able to go and see the ocean anytime I want. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I honestly can't answer that question. But it was underwhelming. But anyway, that's besides the point. This is 7 Mile Bridge, and I think if you're going to do the 7 Mile Bridge, you should either be driving over it at sunset or sunrise. I think that's when it would be the most beautiful, because you'll see later on in this video, the sunset in Key West, absolutely beautiful, perfect, breathtaking even. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this part. So I was trying to make it last the whole time, but enjoy the island music in louder form. They left me in the car. It's turned off. Can't even roll the window down. Anyway, we made it to Key West, and I don't think I'm gonna vlog a lot, but I will get whatever clips I can. So, alright, so like I said, we did show up on February 12th, which was the Super Bowl, and they had it playing out at by the pool. For some reason though, the rooms did not have access to the Super Bowl. So my brother stayed out in the pool until the Super Bowl was over. Like, he literally in the pool. The pool was heated. I went back in. I was cold. So, and I didn't take my swimming suit, so I couldn't get in the heated pool. Anyway, so the next morning we woke up pretty early. We went to the southernmost point, got some photos there. It was fun. It was nice. I'm so glad we did it early because later on in the day when we were doing a trolley tour, the line was probably a half a mile long. I'm not even kidding you. It was very long. So I'm glad we went early that morning. We actually went so early that parking was free because if you park before 8 a.m., anything before 8 a.m. is free. After 8 a.m. is when you get charged. So, yeah. After we went to the southernmost point, I'm trying to scroll through here because I'm just, I don't know. I have like 18 minutes to talk to you guys about this trip. So yeah, after the southernmost point, we went to Mallory Square where we parked for the day, and we kind of walked along the boardwalk that's there, and I did get some photos from there. There was a sign that said Selfie Most Point, and then it had all these signs with miles to certain places or which way to certain places, something like that. So we thought that was cute. After we did that, we did walk around the town, which is literally like, I don't want to say we walked around the town. We walked up the main road and back to the car. Along the way, we did stop at this place and had just a soda. And then after that, we continued walking. We passed this house decorated for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if you've already got to that point or not because, again, I don't know. I'm trying to do this voiceover without the video moving because it tends to buffer a lot when I do that. So we passed this house decorated for Valentine's Day. I mean, like, decked out. And then in one of the photos, there's an old man. He wouldn't move for the photo. He doesn't live there. He was a pain in my ass. He basically told me I would be so beautiful if I would lose weight. So he basically thinks fat people are ugly, which, whatever. There's a lot of people that do. After that, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, after that we went to, what was that restaurant called? It's the oldest bar in Key West. Anyway, we went there, had some drinks. And yes, it was before noon, but it was 5 o'clock somewhere, right? And I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm gonna see if one of these photos has it. I really cannot think of what that darn restaurant was called, or bar was called. It wasn't a restaurant. They didn't serve food. Crap. I'll put it on the screen on one of the pictures because I can't think of what it was called. After that, we continued walking back towards the car. We stopped and took pictures at mile marker 0, and then we crossed the street and took pictures at the beginning. So mile marker 0, there on one side of the street it says end because it's the end. Technically it's not the end because our car was further down, so but I guess that's the end of where they stopped counting miles, and it was probably another quarter of a mile to our car. So and then we crossed the street and took one for the beginning of mile marker 0, and then we went back to the car and dropped off. Like, I had a sweater that I had wrapped around my waist most of the morning. Anyway, we went back to the car, dropped that off. We were waiting because we looked up the time for the glass boat tour, and so we were just killing time till then. We get up there and they said they weren't running the glass boat tours that day, and it was kind of infuriating because they saw us like looking at the times and everything before we started our journey. They could have said, oh, we're not running the glass boat today. Instead, we went back at noon because that was when, or was it noon? It wasn't noon. Was it noon? No, it was 11. Was it? I think it started at noon, but you were supposed to get there like 20 minutes before or something like that. Anyway, we got there and they told us they weren't doing it. So we said whatever, and then we decided to do the trolley tour. So we went over to do the trolley. I did not get any pictures on the trolley. Our trolley guy was really informative and interesting and kept my attention. So I was paying attention to the history of St. Augustine. Not St. Augustine, oh my Lord, Key West. We did the same trolley tour, like the old time trolley in St. Augustine. That's why it's in my head. But anyway, we did the same tour there. We did the, oh my Lord. I need to like stop trying to talk super fast, but I also need to talk super fast because I'm limited on time. So we did the trolley tour. After the trolley tour, we stopped and we went to lunch at this Italian place. You might have already seen the photos. I don't know where we are. So I took pictures of everyone's food. I had the lasagna. My brother had the spaghetti bolognese, and my dad got a calzone. That calzone was so big. Anyway, the food was so-so. I'll put the name of the restaurant at where the pictures are, because I can't remember the name. I want to say it was like Wood Fire, Old Fire, or something like that. I don't know. The food was so-so. I had to add salt to mine, which is kind of disappointing when you have Italian food. But I would try them again. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they had one waitress and they only had a couple people cooking in the back. They were very understaffed. I also think it's a family-owned restaurant, so I don't know if it's always understaffed like that, but the lady, bless her heart, was running around like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to take care of all these people because they were pretty busy. After that, after we ate, what did we do after we ate? Oh, we went to the fort. The fort. Let's talk about the fort. I did take a lot of pictures at the fort. The reason I took a lot of pictures at the fort, simple. Ghosts. If you don't know, I love ghosts hunting. Ghost hunting. I watch everything paranormal I can. And when we went to the fort in St. Augustine, the guide we had there told us, take pictures. Anytime you go to a historical place or any sort of older type of venue that allows you to take photos, take as many photos as you can. That he's had so many people get, you know, apparitions and stuff in the photos. So I took a lot of photos. I will say this fort was a little disappointing. I think if we would have went earlier in the day to where we would have a tour guide, it would have been more informative. Even like they had a little section that said self-guided tours, but all the papers were gone, so we couldn't even do that. So we just walked around aimlessly and looked at stuff. Now, why it was disappointing, this was the first fort I ever went to that didn't allow you to go inside of like the fort itself. Everything for the most part was blocked off. Now, when you get to certain photos, if you haven't gotten there already, you will see that there are a lot of cracks in the foundation and the ceiling. It basically looked like it was falling apart, which is another disappointing thing about this fort, because it is probably the most damaged fort I've ever been to, and I don't think it's from war. I think it's just from lack of preservation. And what's really interesting to me is all the damage was done in the quote-unquote newer part of the fort, whereas the original part of the fort was pretty much intact. But they still didn't let you go inside, which is disappointing because, you know, I've been to several other forts, not just in Florida, but within the United States, and this is the first one that did not let you go inside the fort. So a little disappointing. Anyway, after the fort, we went back to Mallory Square for the sunset, and we basically sat there until the sunset was done. Now, while we were there, you know, watching the sunset, there was a dog on a water ski or ski boat or whatever those things are called, and it was so cute. I got a video at one point where he had come right in front of us, and then the owner's on like this really cool water jetpack thing that like lifts him up in the air. It's really cool. So I think I got video of that. If I didn't, I did get pictures. Now there is one photo, I don't know if you would have seen it, where I took a picture of a GoPro. The reason I took a picture of that is because the owner of said GoPro kind of just set it there, like right on the edge. It was a very windy day, so most of the time until, you know, it got closer to sunset, I was just watching that GoPro, waiting for it to like blow into the water. It didn't, but still, it was very windy, so I was surprised he set it that close to the water. Anyway, last but not least, I did get footage of the cruise boat, is that what we're calling them? Cruise ship. Oh Lord have mercy. I got pictures of photos. Oh my God, I cannot talk. I got footage of the cruise ship debarking. Is that what we call it? I don't know. Anyway, part of it is sped up because it was like 7 minutes long, and it was going so slow. I did not realize they went that slow to get out of port, and I was freezing, so I ended up like giving up and going back to the car because it was so cold, like so cold. But yes, anyway guys, that was my trip to Key West, Florida. I do think everyone should visit this at least once in their life. I will be going back with my husband. There's a lot of things that I would like to do there, and I think when I go with my husband, we're probably going to go for 2 or 3 days, just because I want to do the Dry Tortugas, I think is what it's called. I want to go to some of the museums, and then probably just spend a day on the trolley tour, because that definitely do the trolley tour. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you see anything in my ghost pictures, my fort pictures, let me know. I have not combed through them yet. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.